Hello, entrepreneurs. Welcome to class. Today, I will be teaching you the department in an organization, or you can say department in an office. Under this lesson today, we are going to identify some of the departments in an organization, and then we will look at the functions of each department in the organization. Okay, welcome once again to this lesson. Sit tight as we learn. Businesses often have several departments that performs unique functions for the smooth running of the business. Business departments are divisions within a business that specialize in offering certain services that contribute to the performance of the organization. Some of the departments in an organization are the administrative department, the production department, accounts department or the accounting department. Then we also have the marketing department. We have the personnel department. We have the purchasing department, etc. These are some of the departments we have in the organization. We are going to go into details of this department. We are starting with the administrative department. The administrative department coordinates the activities of all the departments in the organization. Okay? The administrative department oversees every other activities that takes place in other departments. Some of the functions of the administrative department are: number one is that they type and process documents. Okay. Secondly, they do is they distribute information to other departments in the organization. They also respond to queries or inquiries from customers. Okay. And lastly in this video is that they monitor and supervise the activities of other departments. So these are some of the functions of the administrative department. Let's take a look at the purchasing department. This department is responsible for buying relevant items and essential materials required for production and office administration. They buy things like raw materials, office equipment, office furniture, stationery, etc. Some of the functions of the purchasing department include that: number one, they place order for goods and materials. Okay, so they purchase goods, raw materials, etc. on behalf of the organization. They also inspect goods supplied just to make sure they are getting the required materials needed by the organization. The purchasing department also help in storing materials in a safe place. Okay, and then lastly they do is they issue materials to other departments in need of those materials. Okay, so when they buy those materials, they deliver or take it to each department that are working with the materials. Now we are going to look at the accounting department. The accounting department is also known as the finance department. This department is in charge of maintaining records for financial transactions of the organization, especially as it relates to money received and paid out of the business. Okay, the financial or the accounting department takes record of money coming in and going out of the organization. Some of the functions of the finance department or the accounting department include keeping of records, financial records of the organization. It is the job of the finance department to keep records of financial transactions of the business. And then the next thing they do also is that they prepare payrolls or pay slip of workers. Okay, they are in charge of paying wages and salaries of the workers. They also prepare and control the budget of the business. Okay, they control the budget of the business. They make sure the business does not spend much while the business is gaining just a few. All right, and then they also ensure that proper and prudent spending of the organization resources. All right, they ensure that resources in the organization are spent properly, no wastage, all right, of money or other resources. So these are some of the functions of the finance department. We are going to be looking at the marketing department. The marketing department is also called the sales department. This department is concerned with selling the manufactured goods of the organization to customers. Production is not complete until goods get to the final consumers, and it is the job of the marketing department or the sales department to ensure that goods produced in the organization gets to the consumers. Okay, now some of the functions of the marketing department include that they create awareness, okay, about the product of the organization. All right, they make the public know about the product of the organization. That's creating awareness. And then also they sell goods and services to customers. All right, they sell goods and services to customers. And then number 3, they provide after sales services. Okay, after sales services are those services that are rendered to customers after making purchase. Okay, so the marketing department also offer that services, and also they keep record of goods sold and goods returned. All right, so these are some of the functions of the marketing department. Now we are going to look at the personnel department. The personnel department is also known as the human resource department. This department is in charge of staff matters and welfare. Okay, they're responsible for workers, they're responsible for discipline, for training, or what have you, but they are in charge of all the staff in the organization. Some of the functions of the personnel department in an organization include that number 1, they select and recruit staff into the organization. They are in charge of recruiting members or staff to the organization. And then number 2 is that they deal with staff promotion. They are in charge of promoting staff and then also in charge of implementing discipline. All right, they also help the organization to train their staff. Okay, they are responsible for training staff in the organization, and then they ensure that staff welfare or members of the organization are treated fairly. So they ensure good welfare plans for staff members. We proceed now as we take a look at the production department. This department is important in an organization that engage in manufacturing activities. All right, so the production department is in charge of producing goods and services, that is converting raw materials into finished products. Okay, so the production department are responsible for production exercise. They produce goods and services. All right, let's take a look at some of the functions of the production department. Number 1 function of the production department, like I mentioned earlier, is the conversion of raw materials into finished products. Okay, so their number 1 job is to manufacture goods and services. Number 2, what they do is they ensure the right quality and quantity of goods are produced. Okay, they make sure that whatever that is produced in the organization meets the standard of that organization. All right, they also prevent wastage of raw materials. They ensure that materials that are used for production are used judiciously without wastage. Okay, also they make sure that machineries are maintained, are properly maintained. Okay, they are well cleaned and properly placed where they ought to be. Okay, lastly, we are going to look at the transportation department. The transportation department. Okay, big organizations usually have many vehicles which are used for transporting workers, raw materials, and for the delivering of finished products to customers or to consumers. Okay, so this department is responsible for the movement of workers and goods from one place to another. Okay, they also ensure that vehicles are properly maintained. Let's look at some of the functions of the transportation department. The transportation department ensures that vehicles are in good condition. Okay, they maintain and take care of the organization vehicles. Number two is that they register newly acquired vehicles. Registering them means getting their plate numbers, okay, making sure that the papers of that vehicle are complete, all right? And then also they ensure the movement of goods to their destination. They are in charge of taking those goods to their destination, delivering goods to the customers or consumers. And then also they prepare movement schedule. Okay, they make sure that each driver or each vehicle is going to a particular destination, so they prepare the movement schedule and assign drivers to different vehicles. Okay, so with this you have been able to look at some of the departments in the organization and also look at their functions, some of their functions. All right, each department within a business serve a unique and specialized role under a set organizational structure. Okay, so understanding how each department within a business works and what they contribute to the success can also help expand your business knowledge. All right, with this, we have come to the end of this lesson. Thank you for staying and thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next class. Goodbye.